To renew your APRN license, please note that your RN renewal must be completed prior to you renewing your APRN license, unless you are licensed with a multi-state license from another compact state. When you are on your e-license dashboard, you will go to your endorsement license and you will pull down on the arrow and you will see the Renew tab. Click Renew. The first page is your application instructions. Please read your application instructions. This will guide you through completing your renewal. At the end of the page, you will see a blue Proceed to Application button. Click that button to proceed to the renewal application. The first section is personal information. Your name and other personal information will be filled in from the information that is held on your e-license portal account. Please note, any sections that have an asterisk are required and you will need to complete those sections. If any information is not filled in and there is an asterisk, please complete that section. You will come to the additional information section and you will have to make some choices. Do you have other aliases? If yes, you will enter that information in the box. Gender, ethnicity, which country you were born, which state you were born, which city you were born. The next section is the license mailing address section. Your mailing address will autofill onto the application. If your address is different, please click the blue different address box and enter your correct mailing address. The next section is the military section. In this section, you will be asked if you or your spouse has served in the military and if you or your spouse are currently serving in the military. You have the option to enter this information or you can decline the information. If you enter the information, pull down on the boxes, you will have a choice of yes or no. If you choose to decline the information, check the box here that you decline to answer these questions, and you can move forward. At the bottom of the page, you will see a Save and Continue button. Click the Save and Continue button, and that will take us to the questions section. The first question is, do you have prescriptive authority for Ohio? For the purposes of this demonstration, we will check yes. Have you been authorized to prescribe, including at least some controlled substances? Again, we will choose yes. And then the next question is pertaining to continuing education. You will choose one of the following options. I am not required to complete CE. This is my first renewal after initial Ohio APRN licensure. Or I completed or will complete by October 31st this year the CE requirements specific to my APRN designation, or I will not complete the required CE by October 31st this year. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will choose that I completed or will complete by October 31st the required CEs. The next questions are, have I maintained national certification as a CMP? You would answer yes. The next, I understand that I am required to renew my RN, and each APRN license I may hold as a separate transaction within this system. Choose yes. And the last question is, I verify that all information is true and accurate. For the purposes of this demonstration, you would choose yes. Now you come to the compliance questions. By answering yes to any questions below, you are required to provide a written explanation and upload supporting documentation with the application. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will answer no to all of the compliance questions. Then you will click the blue Save and Continue tab. That will take us to the attachments section. If we answered yes to any of the compliance questions, here is where you would see an attachment to upload any supporting documentation. Since we answered no, the only attachment here would be your collaborative agreement with your collaborating physician. You will click the Add Attachment box and upload an attachment. And then you will scroll down and click the blue Save and Continue box. And that will take us to the last section, the Renew and Submit section. If you have all green checks on each of the section, you will be able to move forward. If you see an orange circle on one of the sections, then there's an error in that section, and you will go back and complete that error. In this case, there's an attachment that was not uploaded. And we then will click back to the attachment section, and you will add attachments where you need to add them. Once you have added your documentation, you will click the Review and Submit section again, and you will see now that you have all green boxes in every section, and your application is now completed. The next section is attestation. You will consent to an electronic signature by checking this box, and you will enter your name as it is written on the application. And then you will come down and click the blue Submit box to submit your application. Once your application is submitted, it will take you to your cart where you can select your renewal for your APRN license. If you have other items in your cart that you need to pay for, please make sure you are selecting the item that you are choosing to pay for. In this case, you are choosing to pay for your APRN license renewal fee and not any of the other items that are in the cart. Then you will click Continue and Continue again, and this will direct you to the payment gateway. Here you can enter your payment for the renewal fee. Payment for your renewal fee can be done with a MasterCard, Visa, Discover card, or a MasterCard Visa prepaid card. Once you submit payment, you have renewed your APRN license.